Alright, so we're watching Mandela Effects because for some reason that's not working on my phone and all that. My phone's acting stupid. Got a Mac do going. Let's just finish what we're going. What's up, artofkicks? This is a shout out to you. I think we're out for the night. Then after this, we're gonna watch some Noble Star, the next JoJo Siwa. Creepy stuff.
Flooding and even hurricanes could be subject to weather modification.
To block sunlight from reaching the earth.
Bro.
Lasers? Really? To change the weather? The chemicals that there's
1 minute, OBS or YouTube. I think with the alien stuff, I believe it's just people like us. They're trying to figure out the same thing, and we're just all humans. I don't even think it's aliens, like they're showing. I think we're all regular humans from another world, similar to us. Then again, I could be wrong. But if we are aliens, if they are aliens, it's fallen angels, and I just hope they're on our side. If that mothership is real, I really hope they're on our side, bro. That's all I got to say. Come in peace, aliens.
spraying from the air. We've been doing this since the 1940s and 50s.
I'll share the alien stuff in a minute. This is a whole different.
We've been manipulating weather for a very long time.
Call me a conspiracist. But y'all know I'm a strong believer that they have been manipulating weather and have been doing it for years. It's like I believe that the most recent hurricanes that devastated the East Coast was caused by weather manipulation.
People coming from space,
Yes.
And I know you're interested.
Oh, very interested in that. How much did they tell you about that?
A lot.
Really?
Yeah.
What did they tell you? How much can you tell?
So
How's that work? Is it like super top secret? Tell me.
Well, based on unsurviving, I can say whatever the hell I want. Right? But a few people. It's never been my thing, I have to be honest. I have never been able to. I have people that Area 51 or whatever it is. I think it's the #1 tourist attraction in the whole country or something. Area 51, let's say. Do you know that?
Sure, I know what it is.
So, anyway, but it's a big tourist thing. So, I interviewed jet pilots that say this sort of thing. If you saw that, you'd love to have them there.
I've had a couple in here. Commander David Fravor,
Yeah.
I had him in, who had that sighting in 2004. Very, very compelling with visual video evidence, radar evidence.
I interviewed,
Ryan Graves.
I don't believe his name, but I interviewed jet pilots that were solid people. Perfect. I mean, great pilots. And they said, we saw things, sir, that were very strange. Like a round ball, but it wasn't a comet or a meteor. It was something. And it was going 4 times faster than an F-22, which is a very fast plane. And it was round, which is, in theory, a great shape.
So when you were talking to these people, was this something that you were compelled to have conversations about? Was this your personal interest?
A little bit. It's not a great interest for me, but it's a little interest. I get that question as much as almost any question. Do you think that we have aliens flying around or whatever?
What do you think?
There's no reason not to. I mean, there's no reason not to think that Mars and all these planets don't have life. Because
Well, Mars, we've had probes there, and rovers, and I don't think there's any life
or
there.
maybe it's life that we don't know. But
Well, maybe there was life there at one point in time. This is a speculation about Mars, that Mars had an atmosphere at one point in time, a long time ago, that could support life. It also had large bodies of water, but we've had no evidence of even bacterial life that exists on Mars. But the
It's
universe
not
is
been a
pretty
big thing
vast.
for me. I mean, when I looked at what China did to this, they would have never done it with me, where they put the balloon up. And a lot of people thought for a little while that was
Right.
one of these things.
Well, that's a lot of the speculation too. That some of these drones that hover over battleships, that these are Chinese drones, and that they're not UFOs.
They could be also.
There's some super
But I did
sophisticated.
interview, let's say 3 or 4 guys that, and without tremendous interest, if you had them, they said, you'd love to have them as your children. Solid, beautiful people. They said, sir, there's something there. You know,
There's something there. Yeah, I've talked to quite a few of
they're not
them.
conspiracy guys.
Well, I mean, just the Commander David Fravor thing in 2004 off the coast of San Diego, they clocked that thing from 50,000 feet above sea level to 50 in a second. They don't know what it
That's
is.
tough to beat.
Yeah, they saw something in the water. It was hovering over that something that was making a disturbance in the water. They got video evidence of this thing. 2 different fighter jets with pilots in them saw it. There's, visual evidence, photographic evidence, video evidence, radar evidence, whatever the hell it is. It moves in a way that would turn a human being into jello if you're inside of it. The G-force, no one would survive. So what is that? And it doesn't have a heat signature. They don't know what their propulsion system was. But
when you fly in some of these jets, these pilots have to be in great shape.
Oh yeah, I flew with the Blue Angels once.
Yeah,
I got to fly.
And those are older machines.
And they're great.
When you fly in some of these,
oh god, yeah, I can imagine.
That'd be special.
But these things that these people are encountering are far superior to what we know of. Is it possible that there's some military or government program that you were in that they didn't tell you about?
I had a great relationship with the military, basically, but I didn't like certain people. I would have gotten them out if I thought, if I were, the election was different, I would have fired all of them quickly. Most of them I did fire.
I wonder if Donald Trump genuinely believes that aliens are real. With him being the former president and on his way to be the new president, they had to brief him with some sort of conversation in regards to extraterrestrials. He either knows something or doesn't.
We know that the planet Saturn has a hexagram, a perfect hexagram at its north pole. What very few people know is that this hexagram has been known by ancient people for as long as history has been recorded. People who did not have telescopes or the technology to view anything outside of the Earth's atmosphere besides the stars. That is quite the paradox. That's what's been on my about this subject. It is, number one, absolutely impossible for these people to have viewed Saturn, especially North Pole. Saturn being associated with the black cube, which has direct connection to the hexagon shape, which is a 2D format of the cube, proves to us without a doubt that these people over the centuries from all over the world understood that there was this anomaly at the peak of Saturn.
Oh, you might have thought that they ain't had no telescopes or no ways of viewing Saturn. How else could you explain that they knew that shape was there?
The big breaking news that could impact people here on Earth, a Boeing satellite belonging to a multinational service provider mysteriously broke apart in orbit over the past weekend. We're just learning about this just now. According to an official update, the anomaly caused the satellite, known as IS-33E, to be destroyed, resulting in what the company calls a total loss. Now, how did this happen? How could this happen? Did something hit it? Did it just explode? Well, the exact cause of the breakup remains unclear. The United States Space Force announced it is tracking about 20 pieces of debris, but noted there's no immediate threats. Now, this is about 14,000 pounds, the size of a small limousine when it was intact. Now it's in a bunch of different pieces floating around there in space. The satellite did weigh that 14,000 pounds. It was designed and manufactured by Boeing Space Systems, launched in 2016. It provided broadband services, including internet.
Bro, damn. Part of the internet.
Phone communications
Dumb shit.
to part of Europe, Africa, and most of Asia. That's the information we have right now. Make sure you're following me. I'll give you the latest if I find out more.
Did he say what attack? He said if it was from outer space or was it man-made, and why? Why would it be attacked? Hell, I can think of one reason. I mean, you got
Come on, damn it, Pop.
some other countries that don't want certain information to get out. I mean, that was a source of internet.
Company calls a total loss. Now, how did this happen? How could this happen? Did something hit it? Did it just explode? Well, the exact cause of the breakup remains unclear. The United States Space Force announced it is tracking about 20 pieces of debris, but note that there's no immediate threats. Now, this is about 14,000 pounds, the size of a small limousine when it was intact. Now it's in a bunch of different pieces floating around there in space. The satellite did weigh that 14,000 pounds. It was designed and manufactured by Boeing Space Systems, launched in 2016. It provided broadband services, including internet and phone communications, to part of Europe, Africa, and most of Asia. That's the information we have right now. Make sure you're following me. I'll give you the latest if I find out more.
Did he say what attacked it? Did he say if it was from outer space or was it man-made, and why? Why would it be attacked? Hell, I could think of one reason. I mean, you got some other countries that don't want certain information to get out. I mean, that was a source of the internet for a lot of people. Okay, that's a good enough reason for me.
Cliff High developed a software program over 20 years ago that scanned the entire internet and analyzed thematic patterns and language that people were using all over the world to predict the future. Cliff High believed in our individual subconscious intuition, but he also believed in our interconnected consciousness that we all draw from whether we're aware of it or not. So using a technique that he called predictive linguistics, he wrote a program that was able to analyze all the keywords and phrases and thematic patterns and assign them an emotional value. It then uses a formula to gauge our emotional tensions and write a report on events that will happen in the future. Now, these predictions all came with a precondition that Cliff called temporal markers. And that's kind of like a precursor event, like a trigger event that has to happen before the prediction will come true. So the prediction will not happen until or unless the temporal marker or the trigger event happens first. So what did this program predict? Way back in 2009, this is crazy, honestly. The software program reported of a battle in our skies that got chaotic and out of hand between military jets and UFOs, and also, interestingly, UFOs against other UFOs. And this would mark the beginning of an era where non-human intelligence became a part of our everyday reality. And this would all take place roughly 39 days after the trigger event happened, so after that temporal marker event. And that temporal marker event was Donald Trump being interviewed by Joe Rogan, which just happened the other day and is already the biggest podcast of all time. But let me explain why this is so wild. In 2009, when this prediction was made, Joe Rogan was far from being a household name like he is today. His podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, had its very first episode in December 2009. And back then, it was literally just Joe and a couple of his mates on their webcams in their lounge room. He had hosted Fear Factor, and he was the commentator for the UFC back then, but even then, the UFC was way smaller than what it is today. And Donald Trump being the president was not even in the conversation. In 2009, he was just a real estate mogul and the guy from The Apprentice. This kind of prediction back then was so far out of left field that it was hardly given any further thought by Cliff himself. And now, in 2024, gauge our emotional tensions and write a report on events that will happen in the future. Now, these predictions all came with a precondition that Cliff called temporal markers. And that's kind of like a precursor event, like a trigger event that has to happen before the prediction will come true. So the prediction will not happen until or unless the temporal marker or the trigger event happens first. So what did this program predict? Way back in 2009, this is crazy, honestly. The software program reported of a battle in our skies that got chaotic and out of hand between military jets and UFOs, and also, interestingly, UFOs against other UFOs. And this would mark the beginning of an era where non-human intelligence became a part of our everyday reality. And this was all to take place roughly 39 days after the trigger event happened, so after that temporal marker event. And that temporal marker event was Donald Trump being interviewed by Joe Rogan.
So, this apparently trigger event, is that what caused all this issue? That's what I'm getting. Some kind of trigger event happened with that interview.
Which just happened the other day and is already the biggest podcast of all time. But let me explain why this is so wild. In 2009, when this prediction was made, Joe Rogan was far from being a household name like he is today. His podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, had its very first episode in December 2009. And back then, it was literally just Joe and a couple of his mates on their webcams in their lounge room. He had hosted Fear Factor, and he was the commentator for the UFC back then, but even then, the UFC was way smaller than what it is today. And Donald Trump being the president was not even in the conversation. In 2009, he was just a real estate mogul and the guy from The Apprentice. This kind of prediction back then was so far out of left field that it was hardly given any further thought by Cliff himself. And now, in 2024, President Donald Trump has just been on the Joe Rogan Experience, the biggest podcast in the world, and at the same time, we have so many military whistleblowers, Harvard lawyers, Stanford scientists, all coming out and saying UFOs and non-human intelligence are very real, and that we, the public, need to be made aware of this before it's potentially catastrophically forced upon us. The world is so crazy right now.
This man went from, in 97, creating this software, this program that scanned the internet to get an idea of what direction the stock market was going to go in so that he can make the most sound investments, to 2009, where he modified the program and software to now be able to predict future events. I can only hope that this thing is real. Because if so, then it'll mean exactly what I thought. That the aliens are coming, and we only got a few more days. He said 39 days after Joe Rogan interview with Donald Trump. Let me look, how many days has it been since that interview? Oh snap, so it's been around 28 days, meaning we ain't got much time. I don't think we're gonna make it to Christmas. Aliens are coming.
Okay, this is beyond hilarious. This is Wutong Mountain, and people go there to climb the mountain to take photos with this giant rock. Well, it turns out it's a fake rock. And yeah, they're under construction for repair because somebody apparently kicked the side of the rock and it fell apart. Tofu Drag Mush. Now, the official excuse, they said, oh, it was always a fake mountain to begin with. We weren't lying to you. But do you actually believe that tourists would come to this mountain and expect that whole rock in a natural environment to be a fake rock? People were very disappointed. I went on Douyin to try to find more videos of this, as you will see. Yeah, people were actually pretty mad at the fact that even a giant rock can be faked, which is hilarious.
Yo, that's crazy. That makes me wonder, is Stone Mountain real? Man, of course it is. People climb on that thing. I've lived here my whole life and never been on top of that mountain. I'd be ashamed of myself. I need to change that.
The elites have underground cities and tunnels all around the world. Watch this.
We actually found it. I didn't think we'd find this cave. But here it is.
Bro, is that an underground train? Look at that.
I know, who built it? Yeah. What? No way. Alright, so we have a choice to either keep going on this level or to go up next level. Whoever made the staircase knew what they were doing.
Heck yeah.
Dude, this is an elevator.
No way.
Holy crap.
There's no way.
Dude, it sounds like there's power to it or something. What?
What do you think they're using these secret tunnels for? Y'all let me know in the comments, and as always, stay weird.
Oh no, they definitely could be moving people around underground from one state to another without having to worry about crossing borders and getting checked and being stopped. And bro,
While it's getting so much support, is that if Trump wins, that FC client list is going to become public.
Yes.
yeah.
And some of those billionaires behind Kamala are terrified of that outcome.
Yeah. Do you think Reid Hoffman's uncomfortable?
Yes. And Gates.
And Gates.
Yeah.
And I only ask that because you can sort of just look at them and you're like, that's a nervous person right there. No, I mean, I assume you know them, yeah.
Yes. Reid Hoffman was my vice president of business development at PayPal.
Yeah.
24 years ago.
Does he seem nervous to you?
Yeah, I mean, he's terrified of a Trump victory.
Because of the disclosure that would follow?
I think he's something ideologically in line with Trump anyway, but I think he is concerned about the Epstein situation.
See, that was the extended version of a clip that we weren't seen before. The fact that this man is expected for his former coworker, we don't call him coworker, Elon Musk's former coworker, to go down because he's afraid of the list that could come out from Epstein or Diddy. Just because Trump got elected, this is crazy. Elon Musk is either fighting on the side of good or he is very much diabolical. You decide.
Terms that are on the dollar bill, that are on flags. Take, let's say, in Zurich. In Zurich, you have the headquarters of the Illuminati. The headquarters of World Freemasonry is in Zurich, Switzerland. Over the door of that building is the term Ordo ab Chaos, which means order out of chaos. And Jordan Maxwell and other experts in the subject have talked about that means that the plan of government is to always orchestrate, to engineer chaos in order to create the order, later on. Out of chaos comes the order the people demand. Security. All the events that we see down through time, tribulations caused by government, have this as a central principle.
The eagle with the double head, implying that both sides, both the old world order and the new world order, are being dominated by a third one. And that's what Ian Fleming in his James Bond novels was talking about, that there's a third power over the two. And it's controlling both. And that's the Illuminati. These people are causing, financing, organizing, and directing chaos. And for what purpose? To bring about a new order. They keep you frightened, keep you scared, keep you broke, and keep you on your toes. And while they're keeping this chaos going, corners you drive by and you see in front of a Masonic lodge, you'll always see the double-headed eagle perched on a sword, always on a sword. Because they said real power comes from the sword. And that's the way you create chaos, is with the swords, with violence.
What if they're actually trying to create new world order? Or that was their agenda, but the person that they wanted to use didn't win the election, so maybe they're going to hold it off for a little while now. I'm speculating here, But if they were going to do it, would they have done the thing that so many people spoke about in regards to using these fake alien invasions to try to scare us to the point to where they can basically put us in order and control us?
So yeah, basically, as you can see, it would be a lovely day actually. It'd be a very, very lovely day.
If it wasn't for all the chemtrails in the sky.
The sun's out there. I think you might be able to see something out there, possibly. I don't know, maybe it's a bit difficult for you to see, but...
When you hear what this man did, you will be shocked, but also horrified about what happened to him after his discovery was leaked. So he was a bit of a scientist and inventor. His name was John Hutchison, and he collected lots of surplus military...
Bro, that was my high school teacher's name. Not high school teacher. High school principal. Literally first and last name were the same.
Hardware, and he was running experiments on certain things and uploading videos to YouTube of the results. Now, some of these videos are still on YouTube, and they include 100-pound steel balls levitating off of the table. Also, in real time, he'll take a bar of solid aluminum or metal, and it begins to splinter apart without any heat. He fuses metal spoons to other metal objects, all with frequencies. At least that's what was claimed. He twists up a wrench with frequencies, and you can watch it all in real time. Now, this was his apartment, full of junk. I mean, he was eccentric. He was a kind of an artist kind of guy. You can see all these videos of metal modifying its shape and lifting off of objects. Levitation, we're talking the molecular changing state just with frequencies. Now the problem is a lot of his experiments defied the laws of classical physics, and uploading those videos on YouTube attracted some attention. In early 2000, his apartment was raided by the Canadian police and some other officials. They confiscated all of his equipment. And since this happened, there's been no more experiment videos uploaded to YouTube. But instead, it's bizarre ramblings with John taking on a new appearance, and that is the content of his videos now.
I'm about to go find it. I'm about to go find it right now. I had no idea about this. Did y'all see that metal? It looked like it was trying so hard to stay together, and it was just becoming soft and flimsy. If y'all want me to, I will do a full reaction to like everything that I possibly can on this man. Fascinating stuff. Let's get back to the regular schedule programming.
The potential positive path is so good that it will force us to rethink how should we use our time. You know, you can almost call it a new religion or a new philosophy of, okay, how do we stay connected with each other, not addicted to these things that will make video games look like nothing in terms of the attractiveness of spending time on them. So it's fascinating that we will, the issues of, you know, disease and enough food, of climate, if things go well, those will largely become solved problems. And, you know, so the next generation does get to say, okay, given that some things that were massively in shortage are now not, how do we take advantage of that? You know, do we ban AI being used in certain endeavors so that humans get some, you know, like you don't want robots playing baseball, probably, because they'll be too good. So we'll keep them off the field. Okay, how broadly would you go with that? We are so used to this shortage world that, you know, I hope I get to see how we start to rethink these deep meaning questions.
Please, no!
This ain't even fair. Bill Gates is too old for this mess. Like, you're creating a future that you won't even be in.
Stop it. Get some help.
What?
The harm, the ramifications of what you're trying to put out into the world, if you're trying to be a part of this movement, you won't even get to experience yourself. Hey Google, how old is Bill Gates?
69 years old.
69 years old. What you speak of is a decade or two away. Unless he planned on sticking around a lot longer, some sort of elixir, immortality elixir, then yeah, could you please stop? Because I think we're good. I mean, we got enough problems as it is.
I need help. Okay, so I thought this was dust for like a week. And then if you look really closely, it turns out that they're little tiny bugs. And I'm freaking out because they're literally everywhere in my kitchen. And I'm cleaning everything. I'm wiping everything down with hot water with bleach in it. Hoping it'll do it. I've wiped everything down like every single day for over a week, and they just keep coming back stronger than ever the next day. And I don't know what to do. It's so gross. They're on the alcohol bottles. They're on the counter. Look, you can see them moving. They're on the supplement bottles. They're on the walls.
Ain't no
See
way.
all those little moving dots?
Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
They like to gather on the corners. Does anyone know what these are? Please tell me.
Am I the only one that feel like those things are also on her body and in places they don't need to be? I wouldn't be able to sleep. I would be able to sleep. How is she existing in that space with those bugs? She need to call a Terminator or somebody, an exterminator. Yeah, that's the word.
Okay, they told us about these demon face syndrome people were going to start showing up. Remember, the media told us that. This is famous YouTuber Fusitude. Check out this weird interaction he had at this bar with this individual over here. This is by any means not a normal interaction at all, y'all. Check this out and let me know what you guys think. From the time he comes sit down, just watch him, y'all. Look at this.
I've seen this clip.
He feels the energy. Look at him. Because y'all know how when someone's looking at y'all,
man, it's mad weird.
There you good? Y'all seen his eye? Y'all seen his eye as soon as he stood up? Hold on. So y'all, I caught this as soon as he stood up. Watch his right eye. Watch this.
Whoa!
Did you guys see how fast that eye jumped up? Independently too. Look.
Whoa!
What? This thing continues to go on and it only gets more weird, y'all. Check this out. He doesn't say a word.
Dude.
She's trying to speak to him in Spanish and he's not even understanding. Y'all look at his neck.
That dude's an alien.
Just look at him.
Y'all saw how his one eye looked Uzi tube down and up like, whoo, that dude alien.
Just the way that they're talking to him too. Look at the way he stares at the cookie when she offers him it. Oh my goodness.
Bro, even the dude that was sitting across the table, if y'all know who he is, big, strong, muscular dude, he was scared. He was looking like...
Why are you running? Why are you running?
I can't take no more. That was enough conspiracy theory TikTok stuff for me today. As much as I love my aliens, I don't believe that all of them are good. And if he an alien, he definitely one of the bad ones. Anyway, leave your thoughts, comments, and opinions down below. And I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. See ya.